Once again, welcome to another fashion of epsilon software solution. Now, processes. After I've done stock, I want to tell you the next aspect now, the next part of the manual. So we've taken stock in the previous manual, which we call external stock. But before you can make sales in epsilon software, there is this part of it where you need to supply stock to various sales points, what we refer to as outlets or branches. So here, we're going to have stock supply to sales point and stock received by sales point. So let's take this first. We look at the product that we've already taken as external stock, which will have enough quantity, and then that will be sent to a sales point. So let me take one of the products that we have demonstrated how to define in the system. So this is Melo small, and we're going to supply to sales point that be either to be defined in the system. I'm going to use the main sales point. Out of the quantity we took from external supplier, we're going to supply a certain number to the main office sales point, as you can see in the system here. So let's say we are supplying them 100, and the system date, locally selected as date of transaction, will accept it. And then date value means what exactly is the value date that this has been supplied. So you put the correct date that has been supplied. But this transfer date, you do it in the system. I'm assuming the data are the same. Now, there is something called authorizer. Authorizer is the person that will accept what you are supplying into the sales office point. So what we're saying is that the person that's in charge of that sales point has to authorize that, yes, I actually received this number from the main store or from the person that is in control of the stock, total stock. So here, let me just take a user that is capable of accepting this, and then so that that user will accept in the system. Because at the point of supply, it will be there unauthorized until the user accepts it. So let me pick one of these in the system. At that point, all these in the system are here. So I want to choose this user called commerce user. Okay. So save. Say the transaction sequence is this. Write it out as the sales officer this to confirm what in the system. Now let me do the same product and supply to another sales office or another sales point. This time around, I'm choosing the second sales point, and I'm going to supply 150. Okay, I've forgotten the number that we took them, but let's just assume I'm supplying them 120. Or let me say 80, because if it's not up to the 80, you will not be able to accept it. 80. So date value is also the same. And then let's assume the same user, is manager. Okay, let me put another user as the manager of this sales point. At least that person will, the one that will accept, that will give assurance that I've accepted that into, let me choose this user and save. So now the supply have been done to 2 different sales points, and each of the manager in charge of those sales points we have to accept. At this point, I need to sign out this user and then log in one of the user so that I can accept from the system. Now, this user, we see only items that I will supply to it to accept. So when I say this, and I'm on the transaction sequence number, which what I have to write down, I'll just do Control-L. That is only one there, because this is only one meant to be received by this person. So select it and display. So 100 units has been supplied to this sales point. The sales point is called main sales point, and the number is there. You can see, note the number before saving. It means that as the user, this user that is accepting this product, who is in charge of this sales point, he has to be sure that what I'm approving in the system is actually what I counted and is correct. But once I've accepted it, you cannot lie again that you did not receive this from the manager in charge of the store. So once you just click on save, that's all you need to do. And then the items available for sale in that main store. Now let's accept the second one. That means I need to sign out. The second user has to log in because it's the one selected to accept it. And if it's not logged in, it will not be able to see the item. So I'm logging the second user. And I want to see the second user too. The second user is a multi-user, so he has so many access in the system. That's so many things he can do in the system. But for the purpose of this exercise, we're only going to talk about stock. So I'll choose the option where there is stock and allow this user to accept the stock. So here, stock receipt by sales point. The same thing, Control L. Like I said, on any field where there are list of value, Control L will give you list available. So this user has been sent with startup consequence to assembly system. Select it, and you can see the number 80 was supplied to this user. And the sales point is called agree. So you save as well, the authorization complete. At this point, those two sales points can now sell the item that is supplied. It is only after you have supplied them that they can sell, and there is what we call automatic reconciliation by the system. System reconcile automatically what is being supplied, what is being received, what is being sold by each sales point. So that's automatic reconciliation. By the time I finish this demonstration and this manual, we'll go back to inquiry to see what I'm talking about. So now, let me sign out this and use the user that has just limited transaction. That is limited thing only on commerce for purpose of demonstration. So this user, yeah, has very minimum assets. So this user now can do sales. Before doing sales, let's assume that in the place of getting this stock, there are expenses that are, acquired. Expenses were acquired when this thing has been supplied. So I'm giving expense code has been defined somewhere. I'm only going to select it. These are all the expense codes. So this product we are taking stock is a beverage product. So let's say this expense code has been defined for beverage. So I'm going to select it. This expense code, who is the supplier or share the supplier, that is who provides this service that we're expensing. I've also defined a manufacturer or a supplier in the system whose main job is just to provide such service. It is called off on serve. This manufacturer provides services of offloading and uploading and unloading. So they are the one that will upload and unload, offload and unload the items once they are supplied. So it's not for free. So therefore, the company is making some expenses on it. And we're going to record the expense on this place called expense management booking. So unit, we're going to use, like, let's say we use 4 people to give this supply of offloading and unloading, and each one of them is being paid 900 naira. So that put there, that's description of, so offloading service by offloading service on beverage product. We can actually specify which of the product, but this is just a free hand, so we can type whatever it is so that we can see what the expense is all about. So we have 4 units, and we have 900, meaning that we're going to have 4 people that's worth 900 naira each, because the unit code is a unit. There are 4 of them. So once we say save, the amount will change. Okay, no account found or group code missing on expense code maintenance. Why get a specific account number for expense code for XCB for accounting entries? So what it means is that we have not been able to define the account that this expense is going to. Thank God we have this. So once you have this message, you go back. Let's go back to the same place where we define accounting, which is general ledger, and define an account for this expense, EXPE. So come back here under general maintenance, create general ledger for that product. So expense code, for expense code, we have 4. This is an expense. Each product group, beverage. And then which product? Expense. So we're going to look for that expense here. Expense on beverage supply. So the account we're going to use is 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like I said earlier, I just want the account to always refer the account head. But it's not mandatory. You can use whatever you like here. Just have to have your accounting principle somewhere so that you know which account at any point in time to access. So this account I'm defining here, let me call it 97. And it's going to be, the name is expense. It's expense account. Beverages. These are expense incurred on beverages. And then the balance indicator is whether the account should be reading debit or credit. So debit account, because the debit go to this account, and the credit go to the account of the supplier. That is the company that provides the service, get the credit. All these accounting entries, like I said earlier on, is for us to be able to point to a particular account and know where the money is coming from. So you have a choice. We can also customize this for you the way you want it. But this is our understanding of accounting. We are put into the system. But it is not cast, so it can always be changed at any point in time. So once I save this, we now have an account for beverages expense. See, log ledger creation successful transaction sequence this, and I can remember the number. So once this is done, you can go back now and just generate that expense again and see whether it's able to save it. So that's on that process. You go back to expense of the general expense. So we're going to delete the expense, and who is supplying this service. Like we said before, we have a company called Off and On Service, which provide the service unit. 4 of them, and each one is 900. So we say offloading service, on Milo, small Milo. Small size. Now, I'm specific now. So let's say, yeah, because we've been able to create an account, it doesn't fail. You must have deleted the entries and the amount. You can see the amount here has turned to 3,600 because there are 4 of them, and that's what we saved in that account. Now, expense incurred during the supply of that product as also captured in the system. So once all this has been done, we can then make sales. Let's just make sales. Let's try and understand how sales are made in the system. And we can now go back to our account general ledger inquiry and see how this thing reflects. So, okay, this is sales. We have daily sales, where we call daily sales. So I'm going to pick the department, means to sell only from departments, not directly from store. And that is why we have supplied to the 2 main stores. I'm going to use one of the main store with this sales. Let me say from the main store, this guy is selling a distinct item. How many items the person has bought that I want to pay the system? Let's say just 3. I just want to have enough items that's up to 3 there. So system is saying you cannot post-date transaction. System date of February. Today's date is 4th March. So he's looking at the system date, which is 25th February, and 4th March as daily value. Definitely, you cannot sell on the date we have the same acknowledged. So let's use the 21st February. So that's the date of our system as at when I'm working now, 2023. And then we have the option, is the customer working? The working means customer that's not ready to volunteer information to us. So if we click working, then that means we don't have to keep information of that customer. We just want to throw that information. But if the customer is ready to provide information for us so that we can always keep track, in case we are doing promo, all the first thing we need there is the phone number of the customer. And once we put the phone number of the customer there, if the customer is in our database, it will bring the information out. Okay, like you can see, we already have this customer in our database, brought his customer number, his name, and then his address. So we can simply go to sales details, where we itemize what is being bought. Here, there are some information that are here. If you don't need them, we'll always blank them out. But for our purpose, we try to keep them there. So which product items are we selling? But in this main office, there's only one item there, mix smoke. So select it. So it means that's the only item we have. So the person is not buying more than one item. If it's more, there are many other items you pick up. So this one is it complementary items that way we're not charging. If you check it, that means there will be no amount paid. If you don't check it, it's not complementary. Then sales unit. Are we selling it in unit? Because you know, unit is where we define this product. It's defined as product that is a unit in stock. So you bring that unit, but if you're not going to sell a unit, you can also pick the unit in which you are selling. System know the number in the unit, I mean that sales unit. So let's say this person, out of the number we supply to this store, let's say the person is buying just 15. We click on tab to move from one place. So it's asking whether it's a discount on it. No. So if there's no discount, then it means for that 15, the price is 1,500 each, multiplied by 15. This amount is supposed to be for the person. Once we have done this, there's no other item the person is going to buy. So we said there are 3 items. Doesn't matter. Instead, we change the number. All you need to do is also making payment. Payment is done from here. A lot of payment, we select which of the payment modules the person using. Payment modules are here in the system. Define you pick anyone, do the internet transfer, do the bank transfer, mobile transfer, POS, and so on. Let's assume the person is paying through POS. Say POS, tap, then which bank POS are we giving? Because that's what the bank is meant for. This is going to help us to track as money move from our sales point to our account. Once you select the bank code here, there's something we call a mirror account of what happens. So whatever amount is kept in this account from sales can also be a reflection of what goes to the bank if you are using POS or internet transfer. So once I select this, that's really bank defined for this branch. This house, that's account defined for this branch, and also for the department, or we call the sales point. So with this, tap, and then you select amount that is being paid. Ideally, this person is supposed to pay 22,500. I can see reflecting here, just 22,500 there. Now, why we have this option is that you can pay this in multiple number. You can use multiple mode of payment just to make up 22,500. Meaning that I can say, okay, at this point, it's only paying me through PS. What he has in the account for PS is 20,000, which means this amount is not enough. You cannot save this transaction. If I try to save, system will complain. 6502 when mouse click on save. Okay, that's something else we can go to check, because something has taken about as more than what's supposed to be. But let's leave that for now. Let's assume it's going to make another payment to make up of that 22,500. So let's say it's paying the next, making the next payment through cash. I'll always say cash here. We do control L. Give us other option that we have. Cash. Then once you say cash, then automatically 000 come out, pick it back, which means the cash is being residing with us. So we have it's not picky bank. So you can't choose any other bank code option. Once it's cash, it's always picky bank. And then that one is also, oh, we're having a problem here. The problem we're having is because we have not defined for this bank, for this branch, picky branch. So that's why it's forcing us to use 050. Let's just do demonstration. I will correct this because it must always be 001 cash. So we have not defined the picky bank for this, but that's why it's not allowing me. So the remaining amount he needs to pay, I see it's also complaining now because the bank code can only be 00 when the payment mode is not, when the payment mode is cash. I say the bank code can only be 00 for cash payment because that's cash payment. Okay, let me come back. It must be entered. 000. Let me come back and see. That's trouble because I'm here now. But all the banks that is available for this outlet is 00. I need to create 000 for cash purpose. That's why it's not allowing me to move out of this space. Let's see whether I can change the payment mode. It's not allowing me. So in that case, let me see whether I can go back here. Then I need to go out of this because I cannot complete it. But it's not allowing me to move. That's one of the mistakes we make when setting up the system. So let's go out and come back. Let's go and define. If you can give my cash for that bank, that is done under outlet. There is no modification on the outlet. There is under maintenance, you can do modification. That modification is business details, yes. Business details. So for this business that we are using, event. If you check bank details, this is only bank detail we have there, and that's why I'm having problem. So now I'm going to add another bank detail 000 for the purpose of piggy bank, and for piggy bank, any account just representing an account. It's like a piggy bank account. So now let me save this. That is, I've added additional payment method. Okay, let me add one more bank. This is bank. This is piggy bank. Let's assume it has another bank, UBA. And the account about UBA is let's save. So that means this business modification is completed with code. Business will become successful. Now this business now has multiple account number, including the piggy bank account. So let's go back now and try save. I want to complete save so that we can check the inquiry, and then this will finish this the electronic manner. So again, for the main branch of the business called event, let's say the item number, let me choose 32, though it's only one item that is available in that sales point. The complaint again, 20th February, that's the date of the system. So you have to use that 20th February. 21st. Okay. And like I explained before, working means we don't have the item of that customer. We don't have any detail about the customer. But I don't want to use working. Now, if the customer is there, all you need to confirm for his phone number, and that's enough for us to get it out. If it's not in our system, once you give us phone number, we can complete information. All we need from the customer is name and address. So that next time it comes, once you put the phone number, it brings information out for us. So I want to try and use, yeah, this customer is already with us. So he brought out the name of the customer and address. I can go to sales detail now. Under sales detail product, only one item is in this sales point, what we call main office sales point. So only one item. Definitely the person cannot buy more than one item. So I'll finish one item, but definitely this will correct itself. The direct list item number that will correct itself at the end of the day. But only one distinct item in the sales point. So like I said, we use tap on the keyboard to move to the next column. Here, how many of this is it buying? Like I said 8 before. Let's still put 8 there. So 8 of these items at 1,500 each will cost 12,000. And this D means, is there a discount? Yes or no? No. So therefore discount. So if you say yes, you expect to enter the rate. Don't put the rate of the discount, then the price will change. Then the amount the person will pay will also change. So in this case, there's no more item to add. So we just go to payment mode. And let's, like I said, we want to use 2 different payment modes. Let's start from cash. If this has been done, no. The payment mode is cash. Okay, sorry. Cash is not 00. Cash is CSH. This payment mode cash. Now, automatically, it has given us 00. Now, we got the account number, which is correct now. All he wants, how much is the person paying in cash? Out of the 12,000, let's say the person is paying 10,000. Okay, let's say it's paying 5,000 in cash. And after that, it's going to use POS to pay the balance. POS of which bank? So we'll have to indicate the bank POS that we're giving so that we can know our account in that bank is already registered in the system. The amount the person is paying. Once you go to that bank, we have a mirror that amount in our system. So let's choose Circle Bank as well. Choosing it. So this time around, the amount is going to pay 12,000. 5,000 pay in cash, so you expect to put 7,000 here. Okay. So the amount is now 12,000. We can now save. Department says completed with code DEPMAS01. Department says master created successfully. So that's the code and that's the meaning. So sales have been made. It's made of 12,000. Sales process with error code and access profile. Which one is that? There's no defined account for the product for accounting entries. Defined account for the product accounting entry. So it means accounting will not be generated. So this thing will not be saved. But that's part of payment. We have not defined account, so it will update fail after the administrator. So for this product, the product belongs to, we need to define an account for sales. Okay, let's get out and go and do that again. And that will help us know what has been missed. So it means under sales, some of those have not done before coming here. Under sales, this is general maintenance. Create general ledger. For purpose of sale, that's the problem. For sales, I think this is one. We've done for stock before, we've not done for sales. Now, the product group is beverage. That product we are talking about is defined as beverage group. And then the product code, any one of the product code under beverage can be used. Not necessarily this one we are saying, any one of them can be used. It means we have a sales account for beverage. Let me choose this one so you know that the account number should be, I want to follow this pattern 100005. And let me say 01. This one is sales beverage. And then we have decided for our sales account is always in credit position. So balance indicator should be CD. Save. So that has been done. Let's go back now and do the sales again. But these are things that will let us know what I was supposed to do at this point. It's even good it's happening so that you know what I want to do before you come into sales. Again, let's go back there. For main office, let's say maintain that there are 3 items. It is 21st February 2023. We are going to use a working. We're going to use another phone number. Okay, that's also in the system. I've got that information. So the next we do the sales details. So 12 is the only item that they have in that sales point. It's sold in unit. Let's this time around, let me say 15. Let me keep on very ahead. For 15, no discount. Discount is 0.2500. The person is making payment. Just click on pay mode and then start second. Let's say it's pay POS out of 2500, and the bank POS that we have given for the payment is Echo Bank, and then it's paying 20,000 fair POS. Maybe because the person didn't have enough money in his account, but he has some cash to pay. So after that, go to pay cash, CSH. Automatically, the piggy bank comes up. It only accepts for cash piggy bank 000 and piggy bank. So we can't rough that out. So the remaining amount you need to pay in cash is 2,500 on that. So we can now save. Let's go up when we save. It says save successfully. Let's go to delete. Yeah, transfer provision for items applied and save. That is what happened when we have not done enough payments before we come to sales. So now we've done sales, we've done stock, we've done expenses. We can now just go out and see what a general ledger inquiry will give us, so that we can see what we call top management information at any point in time that you can see in the system in terms of value, not in terms of quantity. There's also option for us in quantity. We're going to check all of them before we close this demo. Now, consolidated ledger, what we have done. Before now, in some of the previous video, we have all expenses. The one we've just done has been added to it to become 7,600. But we've done expenses on the edible product before, which is 4,000. So what make up of this 7,600? You can see all of them here. All expenses 7,600. All expenses 7,600. When I scroll down, out of 7,600, 4,000 is coming from edible products. Then, yeah, what other expenses? Okay. Sorry. Yeah, this is other expense. Beverages. That's the expense we did that time, where we have 900 for 4 people. 3,006. 3,006, when you add it to the expense on edible product, get 7,000. So this total expense, which made up of this and 3,006. Now we go down again. Let's look at our stock. For sales, all product, 2,500. So the only sale we made so far under all products, 2,500. And that is coming from what we just sold now. This is sales beverage. Sales beverage. Now stock beverage is now up to 1,460 and 1,460,000 for all stock on beverages, and all stock or product is 1,460,000. So this is just at a point you can see the value of what you have in the system. Either sales, either stock, either expenses, everything you have created. All these accounts that have been created are here with balance 0. You can see there is all expense on account expense on toiletries is 0. Account chemical product is 0 because there have not been any transaction on them. Product group 0, then sold product 0, sold product 0, that is sales stock. Their production, sold product 0, chemical group 0, all product production is 0. There will be no production based over, so there's no value. So only those ones that transaction has happened, like for sales has happened, then also stock has happened to the tune of 1,460,000. Now let's check balancing entry for sales point, because we have done distribution to the sales point, and sales are also taking place in one of the sales points. So as we are checking inquiry on sales, daily sales, you can see on daily sales we have only one item, which is Milo small size. We have made 22,500 sales. That's the amount paid. Quantity sold is 15. And then if I scroll to the other hand, let's try and scroll to the other hand. Okay. So we have the person that bought it, the customer number, the sales date, the price, the quantity sold, the paid amount, sales point, outlet. So these are daily sales, just to fill daily sales. Now, if you want to check balance, daily sales point balance, all these point balance. Now, as of today, these are the other items in the system that have been there before now, which have not played. So if we go to Milo Small, this is only one we're talking about. 85 is what is closing with. They supply 100 to that sales point. They have sold 15. So this is self-reconciliation. 15 has been sold, 100 was supplied, it closed with 85. We have not closed business. As we are doing, update continue to take place. As we are doing transaction, update continue to take place. So as at now, this is what is supposed to close with if we are doing close of business now. And total sales amount per day. So this is self-reconciliation for each sales point. So you can stay in one place and see all your sales points. As you can see on my screen now, these are all the various sales points we have before in the system. And these are the transactions that have taken place in them, the date involved, and so on. There is also provision for supply. If for whatever reason, from one sales point, items there are not enough and you want another sales point to collect from there, the record will show here. Once you do the transfer in the system, whatever you transfer to you, or whatever you see from other, it will show here, and you still add to show you what you are opening with, what you are close with. Because, for example, if you look at the make small, as at today, as at this point in time, the only thing that was supply is 100. You open with nothing, you supply 100. Didn't receive anything from any sales point. He has been able to sell 15. He didn't transfer to any sales point. The price of the item is 1.5, and the total still sales of 15 multiplied by 1.5 is 2,500. This is self-reconciliation sales point balance. Thank you very much. I'm going to go into another series to show you what we have in epsilon software. Thank you for listening. Don't know whether you have any question to ask at this point. If there's none, then wait for our next episode of epsilon software manual. Thank you very much.